Another country is looking to find opportunities in the current geopolitical dislocation is China. How does India sort of make sure that it's taking advantage but also keeping an eye on China? How much does China's actions play into yours?
Look, China, I mean, it's an obvious fact, but still I have to say it. China is an immediate neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a neighbor with whom also we have an unsettled boundary. So that's a big factor in our relations. We have a situation where China and India, who are, who stand out because they're the only two countries with over 1 billion people, but also because they are two civilizational states in a way. They have, you see a kind of a parallel rise. The Chinese started their modernization ahead of us because I think we had at that time governments perhaps who didn't do what they should have done in those early years. But be that as it may, you have a rise of China, you have a rise of India. Sure. Now each one is creating a certain new equilibrium between them and the world, the rising power in the world. And then a much more complex equilibrium between the two rising powers, who also happen to be neighbors and who sometimes have common neighbors as well. Yeah. So it is an incredibly complicated matrix. And there are different dimensions to it. There's the boundary dimension to it. There's the balances, if you would. There are economic issues, trade issues. There are, concerns. I mean, we are in a way different economic, social values, political models as well.
Very much, yes.
Yeah. So I think when you look at this relationship, it's far more textured and complicated than it would appear at first sight, where people really think that you have this country and that country, and one will balance the other, one will sort of set off the other.
Do you think, I mean, and what you've heard in the last 2 days here, do you think the Europeans are realistic enough about China, or still a bit naive in certain areas?
Well, look, I would honestly would have said no, but I would caveat that answer. I think when I've been coming to Europe, I've come to Europe many years ago, sure, but pretty much continuously now for about 15 years. Okay. Europe 15 years ago, even 10 years ago, was in a very different place. So I would point to a certain evolution in Europe's position and stance. But I would also make the point it's a very differentiated picture. Not all of Europe is obviously moving on the same speed and on the same wavelength. So there are some which have a different view, some who are more hard-headed. I would make that distinction.
Vis-a-vis China now?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like sort of where we were with Russia 15 years ago as well. Europe.
Okay, you said it. I don't disagree.
Yeah. Very good.